Guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how I ended up losing over $4,000 on SPX. I'm going to show you the exact mistakes I made when it came to this trade and how you can avoid it for your trading as well. So I want to be transparent, show you my losses. This was definitely a much bigger loss than typical, and I'm going to explain why that happened and dive into it. So let's go ahead and show you exactly what happened today. So coming into the market open, now, every single day, I usually have a plan, okay? And I make a video of my plan, share it with my team, show you exactly what I'm looking at. The plan for today was essentially looking for longs in this 2-hour demand zone on ES, okay? Now, I wasn't just going to buy right at demand. I was going to wait for some other confirmations to line up. That has to do with part of my strategy. And so all of that is what I was waiting for. Now, when price came down, we ended up touching demand. We came back out. The confirmations were lining up. And so I waited for a pullback down here. Now I saw a few things that are letting me know that price could have gone a little bit lower. But I kind of ignored that because I was a little bit hunting for a trade. And that was the mistake number one, right? I was always looking for a trade instead of letting the setup come to me, right? I wasn't necessarily taking an A+ setup. It was more like a B+ setup. So that was the first mistake that I made, going for a B+ instead of an A+ setup. Now, when price came down and we came back down, I ended up getting long in SPX calls right around this mark here. Right as we came down, this 1-minute demand zone, ended up getting long there. Now, typically how I do most of my trades is I'll get in, I'll set my stop, I'll set my target, and I'll walk away. I was actually in the process of doing that with this trade here, but it happened so quickly. Price immediately came down. My original stop was going to be right here. Price came down, and I just went right through it before I could even get the orders in. When I saw that happen, I got emotional. The reason why I decided to stay into the trade instead of getting out right here was because I looked over at my SPY chart and I said, okay, we have a little bit of demand right here with this gap fill. Maybe I'll just give it that room here. You know, I thought to myself, it doesn't make sense to be getting stopped out right here as price is about to approach another demand zone, right? Logically, that doesn't make sense, even though that wasn't my original plan. So basically what happened is I ended up staying in, I let it do its thing. I didn't even set the OCO. I was still watching it the entire time. Price came down, we hit demand. I ended up adding a little bit more down here at demand, which again was oversizing, not my plan. And then it just tanked right below and I stopped out right here, down here, losing one of my biggest losses in a while, last I can remember, is over $4,000. And I definitely was oversized on this play. Most of my losses are not that big. It wasn't necessarily an oversized because I added, but it was an oversized from the original plan. Because over the past week, I've been focusing on starting to increase size because the past few weeks have been extremely consistent, extremely well for me. Now looking back, I'm thinking I might be sizing a little bit too soon. So my plan for the future is to kind of size back down to my normal sizing, get more consistent, and then slowly grow from there. Now, the reason why I'm not too upset about this loss is because at the end of the day, I know my strategy works. You know, even with, if we look at the morning plan I had, you can see I had this purple zone in here right before the market even opened. I had this VAH level marked here. And my other plan for the strategy was, okay, if price gets below this VAH level, then I'm going to look for shorts targeting down to this purple zone here. And you can see that's exactly what happened. But because I was oversized, because I didn't want to take a loss, because I was looking to force a trade, I ended up not following that plan. Didn't stop out when I was supposed to stop out, added to my trade, and ended up taking a much bigger loss than whatever should have happened. Okay. Now, typically, there's a lot of ways to overcome this. I've been trading 6 years. I've been doing this a long time. And unfortunately, there's never going to be a time where you're 100% perfect, right? There's always going to be those days, even as a full-time trader, even doing this 6 years, where you're simply just not going to, those emotions are going to kick in. And you just may not follow your plan. And the best thing you can do is simply just minimize your risk so that doesn't happen again. And obviously, this is a mistake I'm going to learn from. I'm going to make sure to set in rules where I'm setting in my OCOs right away, so that's not going to happen. I'm going to make sure to size down or size back to my normal size before I go ahead and start sizing back up again. Get a little more consistent, get a little more confident, and then go from there. Again, the good news is the strategy still works. I'm not changing anything with my strategy. You know, if I listened to my other plan and just got short right below here and rode it all the way down, would have been a really nice winner. But at the end of the day, the trade is done. I'm going to take tomorrow off. Basically, I want you guys to come back and learn from this lesson. Just say, it happens. losses happen. There's going to be days where you just don't follow your plan. You just got to take the loss, move on, stay consistent. As long as you know you have an edge in the market, you're going to be fine. So I'm very confident. I know I'll be able to get it back. It's not going to be an issue at all. But I wanted to make this video to show you guys that, hey, it happens sometimes. You got to just take the loss, learn from it, and move on. So I hope you guys did enjoy this. Let me know if, hopefully I don't have any more big losses, but if you want to see more recaps when I do them, let me know, and we can go from there. If you want to learn more about my strategy and how that works, I actually made a free Discord showing you, I made a bunch of different courses and threw them in there for free. So go ahead, check the first link in the description. You can check that out. But hopefully you guys learned from this, and make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and catch you guys in the next video.